RPA kids, and happy Wednesday. We are continuing our series answering all of those tough questions from the Bible. So today we are going to be talking about Jesus, but not Jesus in the New Testament, Jesus in the Old Testament. Yep, that's right. Jesus was present from the very beginning. That might surprise some of you, but it is the truth. If Jesus is God, and we know that he is, God is three persons in one, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. It means Jesus was present from the time of creation, from the very beginning. He was always there even before, right? Before the world that we live in came into being. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to look at some of the Old Testament prophecies that we see that point to Jesus. So many Old Testament prophets spoke about the coming king, the Messiah, aka Jesus Christ, who would come and save people from sin. They predicted specific details about how the Messiah was going to come, that he would be born in Bethlehem, and that he would be called Mighty God, and that his kingdom would last forever. And when Jesus Christ came onto the scene in the book of Matthew in the Old Testament, long ago, that is where we see him fulfilling all of the predictions that were made through the prophets about him, the Messiah. So what is our difficult question that we're going to be discussing today? Well, some people think that Christians made up all of these Old Testament prophecies after Jesus was alive and dead to make him look like the Messiah. And we are going to find out how that is not true, that Jesus fulfilled all of these predictions, all of these prophecies while he was here on earth. Are you ready? Let's do it. Clue number 1, the Dead Sea Scrolls prove dates. So the Dead Sea Scrolls were found in 1947, you guys, and they include Isaiah and the other prophets. And they were copied 100 years before Jesus was born. These prophecies existed before Jesus was born, you guys. And we have proof. The dates are in it. We can tell because of the way that the paper and all of the things were preserved. So, that's that. Clue number 2. Over 300 specific prophecies are fulfilled about Jesus. He fulfilled 300 and more predictions about himself, his birthplace, his tribe, his death, the way that he was going to die, his resurrection. It is mathematically impossible to fake fulfilling all of these prophecies. There's no way. Absolutely no way. So there you go. Clue number 3. Jesus's enemies never denied the prophecies about him. Jewish leaders who opposed Jesus, who didn't agree with Jesus, who didn't believe that Jesus was the Messiah, never said that the prophecies in the Old Testament weren't real. They knew the prophecies were real, and they knew that they were ancient. I mean, families passed down these prophecies over and over and over again. They just didn't believe that Jesus was the one. They didn't want to believe that Jesus was the Messiah fulfilling these prophecies because he didn't fit the image and what they believed the Messiah was going to be like. They couldn't match up. It just didn't match up to them that Jesus was the Messiah. And so they did everything they could to make it seem like he wasn't. And they weren't successful because here we are, right? So why does all of this matter? Because if the prophets in the Old Testament predicted Jesus hundreds of years before he arrived the way he did on earth, then the Bible is supernaturally inspired. That means that the Bible is truly written by God. And He used regular people to write it, but He inspired it. And it also means that Jesus is the true Messiah. So it's important that we know these things because people have these difficult questions. They have these concerns. They have these doubts. And instead of being a people that say, oh, you just have to believe, you just have to have faith and don't try to figure it out, just believe. No, God can be investigated. The Bible can be investigated, and we shouldn't fear or step away from investigating our faith, because when we investigate it, God answers our questions, and our faith is even bigger than before. Yes. And some of you might think that's a surprise, but dead ski squirrels,